Alright. Hey guys, welcome back to more Doki Doki Blue Skies. So, now, I recorded this episode last night, but for some reason, it only registered the first 13 minutes of it, and even that 13 minutes was off sync audio and video wise. So I'm not sure why that happened, but I'm just gonna start it from after the festival fiasco that I'm obviously gonna skip because I don't need to go through that part again. So we're just gonna pick up from here. Morning already. I groan as I fumble for the alarm clock. Man, I just feel like sinking into the depths of my bed. Is it natural to feel this tired after waking up? What's the time anyway? 10:30 a.m. Holy crap. I've already pretty much missed the first two classes. Should I even go to school today or just cut my losses and skip? Fierce battle rages within my mind as I lay there. But after a beat, I leap out of bed and begin throwing on my uniform. Hold on a second here, guys. I think this is all repeated, more repeated. Okay. Alright, so I guess we're doing it this way then. Yeah, you know this part already. By the way, if you guys wanna see the festival fiasco as it plays out, link is in the description to the playlist, and it's the video that's titled, "Well, that could have gone better." All right, we're here. If I remember right. All right. So this is where the original, the newer original text came out. After leaving the house, trying to figure out whether or not to go to school. At least the weather isn't bad today. It's a regular sunny day, not too hot, not too cold. It's just me, my bag, and come to think of it, I don't even know where I'm heading to. But if I want to be productive today, the library is probably my best bet. The closest one also happens to be near school, so I might even see some people I know there. Hopefully I can get some work done, but knowing me, I'll most likely procrastinate anyway. The refreshingly cool air sends shivers up my spine as I step inside. It seems to be a bit of a slow day for the librarians. Well, most people are probably out enjoying the sunny day instead of wasting away indoors. I shrugged to myself. Knowledge is power, right? It's great to learn! While everyone else spent their days frolicking outside, I studied the books. To be honest though, I haven't studied for the exams yet at all. Every time I try, my mind wanders back to the festival. Coming here was the right choice. If I was trying to work at home, like usual, I'd just get in the bad mood and slack off again. Hell, I can't help but think about it now. I wonder how everyone else is doing. Maybe I'll try to ask about it again during the next club meeting. As I scan the empty tables for the optimal seating position, I spot a familiar white ribbon perched atop a ponytail. I have expected that Monica would be out with her friends, but then again, she is an honors student. Oh, hey Monica.
Hello, Flam.
She smiles and is as polite as ever, but it does seem like she's very but it doesn't seem like she's very talkative at the moment.
Didn't expect to see you at the library.
Well, I had to study, but didn't think I'd be able to get anything done at home.
Oh, is that so? I'm a little bit busy, so could you fuck off?
I may not be the most observant guy around, but she seems like she wants to be alone. Way to go, me. Anyway, I'll see you later.
Bye. Bye. Go away. Go away.
Well, that could have gone much worse. It was like talking to a brick wall. No. Give brick walls a little bit more credit, and, at least you can yell insults and obscenities at a brick wall, and they won't think any less of you. To be honest, I'm not sure if she's actually being frosty or if I'm just overthinking it. Although she might just be busy studying right now, in which case I probably shouldn't bother her anymore. Suddenly, I don't really feel like studying. Oh, well, I'm just still mad and just But since I'm here, maybe I should do some reading. I pull out Portrait of Markov out from my bag. I quickly flip to where I left off last night and begin reading. It's really quite a captivating book. If all the novels Yuri reads are like this, I can see why she'd be so absorbed in them all the time. Although maybe she's just rubbing off on me. I'm in the middle of a chapter when I feel a tap on my shoulder.
Oh, Flam, is that you?
Looking up from my book, I see Yuri standing over the other side of the table as if on cue. A thick, dark book is snugly resting under her arm.
I'm sorry if I startled you. I suppose I'm just a bit surprised to see you.
Give me some credit, Yuri. I can enjoy a good book, too.
I didn't mean to insult you or anything. It's just...
I was trying to make things more comfortable with humor, but predictably, it fell flat. I should have remembered that Yuri tends to take those sorts of comments more to heart than other people might. Relax. I was just kidding around.
I see.
Yuri's shoulders visibly relax.
Would you mind if I asked what you're reading?
Oh, sure. It's actually Portrait of Markov. Yuri's eyes light up at those words.
I'm very glad you're liking it. That is, I assume.
Don't worry, Yuri. It's really a good book. Yeah, the whole thing about the escaped science experiment people, that's really just mind-boggling me. Yuri sighs a little in relief.
Did I step on my first game of Flam? Anyway, speaking of books, if you're enjoying Portrait of Markov so much, I'd like to introduce you to other books like that.
Yeah, that'd be great. I have full faith in your tastes when it comes to books. A small smile plays across Yuri's face.
Actually, I just had a thought. I know a wonderful place nearby that we could go to right now if you'd like.
Huh? Really? Is that in our library or something?
I suppose it's related.
Well, lead the way. I wasn't doing much here anyway.
Thank you for coming along, despite the short notice.
It's no bother at all, really. Again, I can't help but feel amazed at how much Yuri's taking charge. It's really quite nice seeing her break out of her shell a little bit. She does have an air of mystery about her still, but I guess I'll start learning a bit more about her as each day passes. The two of us start heading away from the library. So, where are we headed, Yuri?
I intended for it to be a surprise. Do you not like surprises? If so, you have my deepest apologies.
Nah, it's fine. I'm just curious is all. This is like some sort of adventure, huh?
Well, I suppose if that's how your imagination wants to interpret it, I'd be inclined to agree.
Even though I'm currently with Yuri, the situation reminds me of the times I used to spend with Sayori back when we were kids. Oh, I just saved a screenshot. Did not realize that. Always running around the neighborhood, acting like we were on some grand adventure. Sayori. I haven't spoken to her since the festival fiasco. Maybe it would be a good idea to...
Flam? Is everything alright? You seem to have spaced out a bit.
Ah, it's nothing. I'm just thinking about things.
I see. Well, we're almost there. Just a little bit further to go.
Continuing onwards, we pass through some trees until we come to a small clearing. Oh, wow. Before us is an amazing, sparkling lake. Gentle waves dancing delicately across the surface, carried by the soft wind.
Isn't it wonderful?
It's lovely. I've always liked this pond.
Oh, you've been here before then?
With Sayori. Years and years ago, that is.
I see. Well, Flam, I don't know about you, but I find that this place is the perfect place to come when I need a bit of space to myself.
Oh. Deep. Forgot about this. I forgot about this. This was a... I saw this as a low blow. I'm thankfully Yuri didn't, but I saw this as a low blow. Yeah, when Yuri says, "I don't know about you, but I find that this place is the perfect place to come when I need a bit of space to myself, aka want to be alone." Oh, do you come here often then?
Not as often as I did when I was younger.
For a split second, a pained expression crosses Yuri's face.
Some days were
She shakes her head.
Anyway, perhaps I can give this to you?
Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a moderately sized book. It's Stephen King's The Stand.
Here, I think you'll enjoy this one.
Yuri? Oh, you don't have to go out of your way for me with this.
It's okay. I've read this one so many times. It could do with a new owner. Besides, the best thing about a story is how it can be shared. No matter who reads it, you're never going to find two people with the exact same opinion. And, well...
Yuri nervously plays with her hair.
After you've been so kind to me, I want to do something nice for you too.
I see. Well, thank you very much. I'll definitely give this a read sometime. Yeah, after it collects a lot of dust and gets all sticky and the pages all get stuck together and all that and the text becomes illegitimate, that's when I'll read it and let you know what I think. I turn over the book in my hands. The cover is hard and glossy, the pages showing small signs of wear. I guess Yuri wasn't lying. Sorry. She must have read this book at least 50 times. I wonder what makes this story so important. As I turn back towards her, I notice how intently she's staring at the lake's gentle surface. When was the first time you came here? She looks over at me quizzically. You said this place was special to you, right? I want to know why you feel that way.
Right.
She sighs and leans on the wooden guardrail. I quietly stand at her side.
Well, I suppose one day, when I was younger, things were particularly hard. Do you ever have those days, Flam? Where nothing seems like it can be good again?
That's pretty dark, isn't it? So something about this place makes you feel better?
Not quite. I just came here one day. I'm not absolutely certain how I found this place, but I remember running a lot. Before I knew it, I was out here in the sea of chaos. Things felt serene, however briefly they might have. Everyone needs a place they can call their own, somewhere they can decompress without worrying whether or not someone will intrude on them.
And here is that place for you? Yuri nods.
It's peaceful here. The sound of the water playfully lapping at the shoreline, the plush grass below, the nurturing trees above, providing a loving shelter to embrace me in the midst of the elements. It's the kind of thing I really missed.
Have you shown this place to anyone else besides me? Like your parents? Yuri pauses, staring in front of her and at nothing in particular. I remember mentioning this in the recording yesterday that I have a sneaking suspicion that she lives alone, that her parents are no longer around. And that's why every time the subject of her parents comes up, she's always silent and tries to change the subject.
I might have. This is the kind of place my father would have enjoyed. He used to do watercolors in his spare time, you see.
Doesn't that do it anymore? Yuri doesn't respond. Maybe you can bring him down here sometime. It might give him that bit of inspiration he needs to get going again.
That's a good idea, Flam. I'll have to do that.
Hopefully he enjoys it as much as I am right now. This place really is incredible. Yuri smiles softly.
I'm glad. Maybe sometime we can come by again.
Hey, yeah. We could bring like a blanket and have a bit of a picnic.
That sounds nice.
I'll hold you to that. Yuri giggles.
I'll look forward to it.
I feel my face flush at the idea. A picnic with Yuri. There's something so playful about that. I chuckle to myself at the image in my head. Yeah, that would be nice. The two of us continue to pass the time looking over the lake. I'm surprised at how content I am to just sit here with Yuri. Normally I'd want to do something a bit more exciting, but right now I'm perfectly fine with this calmness. However, Yuri begins to shift uncomfortably. Yuri, is everything okay? She jumps, apparently not expecting that.
Yes, there's just something I need to do that I just remembered.
She quickly gets up, nervously picking at the cuff of her sleeve.
I'm sorry to leave on such short notice. Please don't think ill of me.
Yuri?
Huh?
I stand up to meet her eye level. You really got to work on your self-confidence. You apologize a lot for things that aren't even your fault. It must be so difficult having that going through your head all the time. Yuri looks around her, unsure of how to respond.
You're really too kind, Flam.
I mean it. You're a wonderful person, Yuri. Yuri blushes slightly.
Well, shall we head back now?
Only if you promise you'll be a bit kinder to yourself, okay?
I'll try. Thank you for coming to see the lake with me today, Flam.
Thanks for inviting me. I had a lot of fun today. I'll see you on Monday, okay?
Yes. See you then, Flam. Let me know what you think of that book. It's very dear to me.
Of course. Take care. With a polite wave, Yuri walks away. I'm happy I got to spend some time with her, but I hope she's doing okay. I feel like there's something she's not telling me. I'm probably just overthinking things again. That's your problem, dude. You're always overthinking. Or, in this case, underthinking. A lot of times your initial thought, your initial instinct is always the right one. Something is not right with these girls and they need your help. There is no way you can be this dense. And yet, here he is. Maybe I should just crack open the book Yuri gave me. Yep. Act 2, Alone Together. In this twisted plot I was destined for, I am an astronaut on the ocean floor. Ugh. It's another Monday. Letting out a yawn, I drag myself through my morning routine. Maybe staying up to read wasn't the best idea. Now that I think about it, I actually can't remember the last time I stayed up to read something other than manga. Yuri must be rubbing off on me. Lately I've been eating breakfast more out of force of habit than anything. And anyhow, the pantry and fridge are starting to look like Sayori's stomach. Empty. Maybe I could ask Yuri to go shopping with me. That'd be nice. I finish my food quickly and make my way out of the house. After a moment, Sayori walks up to me.
Hi, Flam.
She's bouncing up and down at the balls of her feet. On the balls of her feet. Hey, Sayori, what's up?
I'm just happy to get back into the swing of things.
What, is Natsuki bringing in more cupcakes?
Ooh, I'd like her to. But I'm not sure about that, given everything that happened. I don't know. I'm just glad to get back into a normal routine, without all the hula-baloo at the festival, I mean.
Yeah? What's so funny now?
Hula-baloo's such a weird word.
You're such a weird girl. Yeah. Okay, now, to be fair, I'm not trying to cheat here. I'm honestly not. I forgot that this was actually said. So, that's a pure coincidence.
Aw, you want to talk.
And so the pot calls the kettle black. We eventually arrive at school and head off to our respective classes, Sayori sending me off by sticking her tongue at me. As I approach my classroom, my train of thought takes a sharp turn. As Sakurai smiles at me, it looks like he's only just arrived himself. Morning, sir. Flam. How are you doing? Very excited, of course, learning about my favorite subject with my favorite teacher. I'm going to tactically interpret that as non-sarcastic. I laugh. We enter the classroom together. That's a sentence fragment if I've ever seen one. It should say, I laugh and we enter the classroom together. As Sakurai opens his mouth to begin the lesson, some fast footsteps suddenly stop right outside of the room. Ah, Emmy. How nice of you to join us. He raises his eyebrows at her, a mischievous glint in his eyes. Cutting it rather fine, aren't we? I begin to think you'd rather be out on the field than come to one of my fascinating lectures.
Sorry, sir.
She starts bowing slightly, her cheeks red.
I lost track of time and rushed over as soon as I realized it. Don't worry, I'd much rather be here.
She walks over to her desk quickly as Sakurai begins class. Whew, that's everything done for the day. As my last class ends, I let my feet steer me towards the club. Walking down the corridor, I absent-mindedly peer into the emptying classrooms passing by. A couple of students chat to the teacher in one classroom, while a ring of friends laugh together in another. Huh? They look fun to be around. Wait, isn't that the green-haired guy from the festival? The dick! Yeah, hard pass. It must suck to be someone in that class. Fortunately, all the club members are in different classes. Speaking of which, that's Yuri coming up. That's Yuri's coming up now. And, huh? Yuri's in there. Should I ask her to walk with me to the club? Oh, no harm in trying. Hey, Yuri.
That
was a strange, albeit cute sound she just made.
Flam. Sorry for my outburst. I was just surprised.
You're good. What are you still doing in class? Everyone's gone by now, so she's the last one here.
About that.
She motions towards a stack of textbooks on her desk.
I was the last one out of the classroom, and my teacher asked me to deliver these to the student council room.
She hefts them up in her arms as she speaks, hugging them to her chest.
I suppose I should get on that now. Could you let the others know why I'll be late?
Hold on, I can help you with that if you want.
No, I can handle it. I can't ask you to take on my responsibilities for me.
Yuri, this isn't a super serious request. It's no sweat for me, really.
It's really alright. I'd feel bad if I couldn't do even this myself.
But they look pretty heavy, you know.
They're really not, so you don't have to worry about it. Additionally, the student council room is rather close by, so...
I'm guessing that she doesn't want to bother me over this. After all, those textbooks can't be that light. Should I just take her wood for it, or go ahead and help her? Now, although I know the outcome of the decision that I made previously to this, I'm not gonna cheat. I'm just gonna pick the same options that I picked in the recording before this, because I don't want to cheat. Just, I want to keep it as pure as I possibly can, given that I'm replaying through this. So I picked Help Her. On impulse, I reach out and take the stack of books from Yuri.
Flam?
It's seriously fine. I'm happy to help you out this way.
But
It's no bother, Yuri. In fact, I insist on carrying this stuff for you. Besides, I can't let a girl do all the dirty work, right?
I don't see what my being a girl has to do with anything.
Well, shoot. Looks like that was the wrong thing to say. What I meant is that you're my friend, so... Well, wanna get going then?
Flam, I told you that I could do it myself. I wasn't trying to be coy or anything.
I guess she really didn't want to carry them herself. Damn. It's late to take it back, though. Hey, you know what? How about the next time I need some help, I'll call you up, alright? That way we're even.
I suppose so.
We set off down the hall, and soon enough we're just about in front of the student council room. I'll wait for you outside, alright?
Alright. It shouldn't take very long anyway.
As she turns to take the textbooks from me, her ankle happens to twist beneath her. Almost as if in slow motion, Yuri tumbles to the ground, landing in an ungainly heap on the floor. A redness blossoms in her cheeks that's only hastened by the giggling and staring of bystanders passing by. Here, need any help? I reach down to offer her my hand, but she springs to her feet without taking it, avoiding my eyes by staring down to straightening her skirt. You're not hurt, are you?
No, it's fine. Here, I can take the books now.
With the books back in Yuri's arms, we awkwardly stand together without saying anything for a few moments.
Wait here for a moment, please.
She quickly shuffles into the room in front of us, re-emerging a minute later. Wanna get going now? Yuri nods in affirmation, opening her mouth to speak. However, she's interrupted by giggling from a couple of girls standing nearby. They were there when Yuri tripped. Don't tell me they're laughing at her. Judging by Yuri's expression, it looks like that's the conclusion she's drawn. She buries her face in her hands, and I can only imagine how red her face is.
I can't believe it.
Hey, Yuri. It's okay, really. No one's gonna care or remember what happened in a few minutes. Well, those giggling girls aren't helping my argument. But what else am I supposed to say? Come on, let's just leave them and get over to the club. You can distract yourself with books there. With a sigh, Yuri drops her hands from her face. She doesn't say anything, instead opting to shoot me a miserable look. Let's go. You'll feel better when you're back with the others. A few moments later, we arrive in front of the club room. So, how are you doing? How's your ankle? However, she elects to enter the club room instead of answering me. Following Yuri into the club room, I call out her name. Yuri?
Trouble in paradise?
Sorry,
Flam, is something wrong?
Hey guys, sorry, I just really need to talk to Yuri right now. Yuri, can we talk outside?
Alright.
I quickly shuffle Yuri out of the room while attempting an apologetic face to the others. I'll just be borrowing Yuri for a little bit, guys. Carry on with whatever you were doing. Yuri? Sorry, but did I upset you?
Huh? What do you mean?
Well, you didn't answer me when I asked you a question before.
Oh, I must not have heard you.
Really? I can't tell if she's simply making an excuse or not.
Sorry, I just don't particularly feel like talking right now.
Yuri turns her face away from me, a sheet of silky hair blocking her from view.
Suffice to say, I'm feeling rather off balance right now.
You don't have to tell me about it if you don't want to. But just know that I'll always provide you a listening ear.
Thank you.
Sorry about assuming things when I took the books off your hands. I just really wanted to help you.
No need to apologize, Flam. There's really no logical reason for me to be upset over it.
She sighs deeply, closing her eyes.
I don't know why I feel the way I feel. Is it strange to say that I don't understand myself?
No, I don't think it's strange at all. I think that a lot of people could relate to that feeling, including myself. It probably takes a lot of emotional intelligence to truly articulate why you don't feel so hot. That's for damn sure. But please, don't be afraid to contact me if you ever need help. For that matter, don't be afraid to contact any of the other girls as well. I'm sure they'd pick up the phone pretty fast.
I think you mean quickly.
Yes. Quickly. Eh?
Never mind. Well, I'm glad to have your support, Flam.
Yeah, of course.
Would you like to head back inside now? The others must be wondering what we're doing out here.
Oh, alright. We don't want to keep them waiting too long, I guess. Monica arches an eyebrow at me as I head back inside, Yuri trailing along behind me.
Had a pleasant conversation then?
Sure. Pleasant enough.
Jeez, next time you spend half the club time standing around outside and forcing an actual integral member of the club to do the same, just don't bother to come. Integral member? Integral member? Huh? I mean, it's not like I meant anything special by that. I just meant that you're one of the big four, like the original members. So yeah, don't look so deeply into it. Natsuki, Natsuki, asking Yuri not to analyze words is it's like asking me not to eat.
You know, it's not saying much if you're part of the Big Four when there are only 5 members in the club.
You know what I mean. Looks like Natsuki's fonder of Yuri than she lets on. Hey, stop hanging up on me!
Oh, it's good to be back. Today, Yuri and I are going out shopping together, and judging by the sunny weather outside, it looks like there's some pathetic fallacy going on. I can't even remember the last time I went food shopping on my own volition.
I'll have to admit, I was surprised when you messaged me about it.
Yeah, it just gets kind of boring for me personally, shopping alone. And I figured that you'd make great company.
Well, I can't say I can relate to feeling bored while shopping alone. I actually rather enjoy spending that time with my thoughts to myself.
Oh, I guess that does make sense.
Not to say that I don't want to be here right now. I mean, it's a nice change of pace, being able to talk to someone and gather their opinions on different products. And I did have to buy more groceries too.
Ah, no worries. I get ya. You know, you kind of sounded like Natsuki there. Yuri's pretty cute when she gets flustered. I nearly had to bite my tongue to stop myself from teasing her, so I can see her get flustered again. Careful, Flam. She's not Sayori, and she might not respond as well to teasing. Although she probably wouldn't respond as badly as Natsuki. Oh, will you just shut up my inner thoughts? Keep my opinions to myself.
And there's the store.
Yuri and I pick up shopping baskets as we enter the store.
By the way, what items are you looking for?
Oh, just some basic stuff like ramen and frozen foods. Pretty much just instant food.
Oh, I see.
I can almost feel the judgment. Note to self. Learn how to cook something that takes more than 2 seconds to make. A guy who can cook is never a bad thing.
Do you happen to have everything else you need then?
What do you mean?
I mean things such as vegetables, spices, the like.
Yeah, those are hardly ever in my house. I actually don't have that stuff at home. Usually I just make pre-made food. You know, food that you just need to heat up or boil for a few minutes.
Do your parents usually cook your meals and buy the fresher ingredients then?
I wish. It'd be great if my mom was home more often to do that. Well, I can't be ungrateful. The reason why she's away all the time is because she needs to raise me as a single mother. And that's definitely not an easy task. I actually do most of the cooking since my mom's usually out for work. Ever since she got this huge promotion, she's had to travel the world on business trips to see clients.
Oh, I see.
She looks away for a moment.
What about your father?
Oh, well, my parents got divorced some time ago.
I'm sorry, Flam. You don't have to talk about it if you'd prefer not to.
No. It's fine. I've come to terms with it already. Everything was all fine and happy when I was a kid, but my parents gradually started arguing more and more as I grew up. Now that I look back, I think it was because my dad took my mom for granted. Like, even though they both worked, my mom also cooked and cleaned and did all the usual homemaker stuff. They started getting more and more stressed out because of everything until they finally split. I ended up with my mom and my dad just left. I think he has a new girlfriend, but I haven't seen them a lot. I don't know. I just feel kind of weird whenever I think about my dad having a new partner. Yuri gazes at me with a gentle look on her face. Surprising, her eyes hold a gentle understanding in them rather than pity. Sorry, I didn't mean to go on and on about it. I usually bottle this stuff up, so I guess it's just flooded out.
That's alright, Flam. There's no need to apologize. I can't say I have much experience with dealing with divorced parents, but if you ever need to vent about it, I'll be there. After all, it's only fair that I reciprocate.
Yeah, thanks. And yeah, just having someone to listen helps. We move through the aisles in a companionable silence for a while. The light from the fluorescent strips overhead shine brightly off the jars and packages we pass by. There's a small clinking sound as Yuri softly drags her fingertips across a roll of jars containing kimchi. So Yuri, do your parents do most of the cooking?
I typically prepare the meals.
Oh, what do you normally cook? She takes a moment looking at some of the food in front of us.
Some of my favorite foods are fish paste. There's nothing as delectable as teriyaki salmon in my opinion.
She stands up straighter as she says this, a smile growing on her face.
I really do enjoy home cooking. Most people look forward to eating out at restaurants, but I've always preferred eating comfort foods at home. Sometimes a simple rice dish is all it takes to warm you up inside. You should actually try making one sometime. They're very convenient and extremely quick recipes.
Oh, can you give me some recipes then?
They hardly need recipes. One that I usually reserve for breakfast is egg rice. I assume that you have a rice cooker at home, yes?
Who doesn't have one?
Well, that simplifies things a lot. All you have to do is make a bowl of nice fluffy white rice and dig a small dip in the middle of the rice. After that, you crack a raw egg in the middle, seasoned with soy sauce and rice seasoning, mix it together with your chopsticks, and you're done.
Huh, that does sound really simple. Although I think I ran out of rice seasoning a long time ago.
Well, you can pick some up now. It really is a delicious dish despite, or perhaps because of, its simplicity.
Gordon Ramsay would have a heyday with me with eggs and all that. I generally tend to overcook them.
The frothy lightness of the egg paired with the subtle sweetness of the rice and rich savouriness of the seasonings. I actually like to sprinkle on some chopped green onions at the end too, for that extra bit of crisp freshness.
Man, my mouth is watering at this point.
What's that comfort food? That's what comfort food does to you. One of my guilty pleasures is even simpler though. Sometimes, when I don't have the time or energy to cook, I take cold leftover rice and pour some hot tea over it.
Wow, you're more of a tea lover than I thought.
It may sound strange, but it's a delight when I pair it with slices of pickled daikon.
No, I get you though. When I was a kid, my mom used to give me leftover rice drizzled with soy sauce if I baked for a snack. Leftover rice drizzled with soy sauce if I baked for a snack whenever she was too busy to cook me something substantial. Now that I think about it, it probably tastes similar to egg rice.
Most likely, yes. I do enjoy making more complicated side dishes to accompany rice, though. Vegetable stir-fries are dishes that I return to quite often. I do enjoy the combination of sweetness and umami. The way an onion's sharp, sweet taste pairs with other vegetables such as mushrooms and bell peppers really satisfies my appetite.
Wow, you're quite a chef, eh? She starts blushing and puts her hands together. Yeah, Gordon Ramsay would love Yuri, in my opinion.
I just know some family recipes is all. Once you understand the basics of cooking, it's quite easy to make something appetizing.
If your cooking is anything like your poetry, I'd love to learn from you. I'm not aiming to be a master chef, but if I could learn even just a bit from Yuri, I could probably mix up my dinner some. As we pass through the freezer aisle, I fill up a good portion of my basket with bags of frozen dumplings.
So do you really like dumplings then?
Well, while I do like dumplings, this brand of gyoza is a bit special. Yuri stares at the freezer for a moment.
How so?
Well, I guess they hold some nice memories. Even though my mom did make homemade dumplings sometimes, my dad and I always liked this brand of frozen dumplings the most. I guess it kind of became one of our favorite meals, despite being, well, a frozen food. That always drove my mom crazy. My parents have always been busy with work, but we tried to have at least one meal together as a family every day. And after a while, we went from having them every day to every other day. And for a lot of those meals, my mom ended up making the gyoza because my dad and I wanted them.
Why didn't you try making them yourself?
Well, we tried, but my dad and I always burnt them. We tried boiling them too, but I preferred them fried. So yeah, I guess I'm kind of conditioned to associate these dumplings with good times spent with my family.
Oh, I see.
For a moment, Yuri is lost in thought.
So, do you still...
Zing! Yuri got me back with one.
So, do you still burn them then, or...
Hey, what kind of an opinion do you have about my cooking? I never burn them anymore. Well, I rarely burn them. Yuri giggles at my admission.
I suppose you made quite a lot of them then.
Sure have. I miraculously haven't gotten tired of them yet either. Actually, there's a funny story attached to one of the first times I tried making them myself.
Oh? What happened?
Do you remember when I talked about how Sayori almost burned her house down after she tried cooking?
Yes, I believe I did.
Well, that was the time we tried making these dumplings ourselves. I left Sayori in charge when I went to the bathroom. Then I started smelling smoke accompanied by her yelling from downstairs. Apparently, she tried to pick up the pan of dumplings with the frying... with dumplings... Okay. Apparently, she tried to pick up the pan the dumplings were frying on and somehow burn herself and flip the pan in the process. All the dumplings were scattered on the stove. Those poor, poor dumplings. She started panicking, and before she knew it, dumplings were on fire. I was glad our parents kept the fire extinguisher underneath the sink.
It sounds like you had quite the time.
Yeah, and luckily, Sayori wasn't burned much by the pan. All's well that ends well, I guess.
Seems like these dumplings are to you as oolong tea is to me.
How so?
Well,
She picks up a package of oolong tea.
when I was younger, my mother always made fresh tea when I arrived home. Occasionally it was another kind of tea, but we usually had oolong. At first, I was indifferent to the tea, but over time, I developed a taste for it. Now, whenever I drink it, it reminds me of her.
That's really nice, Yuri. I guess we're more similar than I imagined. You know what? I have an idea. How about we cook something together at my house this weekend?
Are you certain? I mean, I'm not exactly an expert in preparing food now.
Well, good thing I'm no expert either. That way we can learn together.
I see your point there.
Would Sunday morning work?
I apologize. I have some obligations that I must attend to on Sunday.
She looks up and away after a moment, waving her hands.
No, not that I don't want to spend time with you. The Sunday's usually a day I spend...
She turns away again. I'm guessing she's lost in thought. Either that or she really likes whole wheat bread. How about Saturday night?
Yes, that would work.
She lets out a sigh of relief and continues walking with me to the checkout. With everything paid for, we start the walk home. As I turn to speak to Yuri, though, I spot a small flash of pink. Hey look, it's Natsuki. Yuri starts speeding up a little. Do you want to go say hi to her?
I don't know. She seems like she might be busy. Besides, don't you need to get your dumplings in the freezer?
I mean, I guess, but... Again, I wish I could change my original thought, my original option, but I can't. I guess she does look busy now that you mention it, and there's always tomorrow. With one last glance back, I start walking away again with Yuri. Yuri sighs a bit as we continue walking. I'm guessing she wanted to talk to Natsuki, but felt too anxious to do so. It's alright, Yuri. It's a bit scary to do this kind of stuff sometimes. You'll be able to practice talking more at the club.
Yeah. I'll try again another time.
The walk back is rather quiet. Is Yuri still thinking about what happened? She looks off to the side in quiet rumination all the way back. Well, here we are. Guess we should split up now.
Goodbye then, Flam.
Hold on. I say that without thinking, but I just feel a compulsion not to leave things the way they are. Don't sweat it too much, Yuri. It might be hard now, but with a little more practice, I'm sure you'll be able to speak more freely. After all, you were able to make me feel welcome when I first joined the club. So if you can do that, in theory, you could do it for the others too.
That's true. Thank you for your kind words. I'll definitely talk to Natsuki at school. Oh, and you too, of course.
I'll be looking forward to it. Yep. Yuri's rubbing off on me, guys. She's a lot cuter than I gave her credit for. It's Saturday. Tonight, Yuri's coming over to cook with me, so I better make sure that everything's ready for it. She'll definitely have higher expectations than me, that's for sure. Soy sauce, sesame oil, green onions, garlic. Seems like I have everything we'd need. The kitchen itself, on the other hand, well, it's unkempt to say the least. When was the last time I used some of this stuff? I involuntarily grimace as I swipe a finger across the dusty surface of a pan. Definitely not a setting that Yuri would be used to cooking in. A few minutes of blood, sweat, and tears later, everything's clean. Or at the very least, passable. We probably won't use most of this, but with my luck, we'll need the one thing that I didn't wash. Right on cue, there's a knock at the door. It's either a very polite robber or Yuri. After quickly drying out the last dish, I answer it.
Hi, Flam.
She's carrying a few bags that I assume contain groceries. Hey, Yuri. Great to see ya. Come on in. Hopefully binge-watching various cooking shows featuring an angry chef yelling at other cooks was enough preparation for this. Oh, God! You donkey! Get in there! Cook it right! It's not done! It's wrong! At least that had prepared me for being yelled at for my inevitable mistakes. You're yelling at me? After setting the groceries down on the counter, I grab a clean pan.
Alright, so what shall we make first?
Good question. As long as it doesn't end up with a call to the fire department, I'm fine with whatever. She giggles slightly.
Well, I believe we'll be fine.
We'll be good regardless. So come on, Chuckleberry Finn. She stares at me for a solid few seconds.
What? Oh, my apologies. I didn't realize.
It's alright. To be honest, it was a pretty bad joke anyway. Trying to ignore my burning face, I move the conversation along. So, what do you feel like having?
Would you be open to making the teriyaki salmon?
Sounds good to me. We gather the ingredients and the equipment together on the kitchen table. Yuri takes a deep breath and concentrates on the food in front of her. You alright, Yuri?
Yeah, it's just I haven't done this in a while. That is, cooking with someone.
I can relate to that. But if you've made it as many times as it sounds like you have, this should be a cinch for you.
Thank you for the vote of confidence.
She places a scrap of paper with a handwritten recipe on the counter. The handwriting looks to be Yuri's, but something's different about it.
I suppose we should begin by making the sauce. Flam, could you pass me the soy sauce and sesame oil?
Sure, just tell me what I have to do.
Okay, could you peel and mince 2 cloves of garlic in the meantime?
That's one of the few things I can actually do competently in the kitchen, so you chose a fitting job for me. Mom loves using garlic, so I've seen it cooked often enough to know what I'm doing. After peeling it, I place the garlic under the knife and crush it. Yuri's focus on her cooking is intense, to say the least. It's like how she is when she talks about literature. One thing that amazes me is how fast and efficient her movements are. The longer we cook, the more confident she becomes. It's rather difficult to keep up with how fast she moves at times. Before I know it, the salmon's marinated in the sauce and ready to be baked. Wow. You talked about how you weren't an expert, yet you're incredible.
It's not, with enough practice. Oh geez, why am I suddenly starting to sound like William Shatner?
I broke Yuri. I won't get it right, and do whatever is necessary to accomplish that. Yuri, it's alright. It's not often that I see you have so much passion for something other than literature.
I am a bit of a fan of cooking. My family had teriyaki salmon dishes every Saturday evening when I was younger, and I ended up learning from my mother how to cook it. Eventually, I practiced enough for the whole process to become a bit of a blur.
Honestly, I wish I'd done the same thing and learned how to make family recipes as well.
But it's not too late for you to learn, right?
That's true. Speaking of family, are you bringing some of the food back home for them as well?
Eh? Oh, the salmon wouldn't be good by the time I returned home, so you can have the leftovers.
Fine by me.
Anyway, could you start cooking the rice while I put the salmon in the oven?
Alright. Would be much of a dinner if it were just salmon. The whole kitchen smells of salmon with a subtly sweet undernote to it. Man, I wouldn't mind if my kitchen smelled like this 24/7.
Maybe now that you've learned this recipe from me, you could cook it for yourself.
I think I'll want to practice a few more times under your guidance before I do it myself. Anyway, let's eat.
Let's. It does smell rather appetizing.
The salmon is tender and flaky when I bite into it. It comes apart with no trouble at all. Each and every chew releases a burst of umami with the teriyaki flavor perfectly complementing the fish. Yuri. Oh, that is amazing. Oh, this salmon. Is this non-frozen? Mmm.
It's nothing really.
Despite her protests, a smile spreads across her face. A few minutes later, we've had our fill. I had a hard time holding myself back from eating more, but it'd be bad manners to devour everything in front of Yuri. This is really nice. Having dinner with someone over and having something made fresh as well.
It's quite dark outside.
Wow, it's already 9. Time flies, eh?
I should be going now.
It isn't super late, but I think she mentioned before that she wakes up early regardless of the day. Do you want me to walk you home? She shakes her head.
I'll be fine, although I do appreciate the offer. I really enjoyed our time today, Flam.
It's been a lot of fun for me too. You're more than welcome to come over anytime you want.
That's much appreciated.
Before I know it, she's already at the door.
Oh. Could you wait a moment? I believe I forgot something important.
Huh? What is it?
It's the paper with the recipe on it.
No problem. Let me grab it for you. After a moment of searching, I spot it next to the stove. Phew! At least it's safe. As I hand it to her, I take a closer look at the recipe. Huh? Your handwriting seems a little different on this note.
Oh, that's because it's my mother's handwriting.
Ah, makes sense. Well, it's just as pretty as your handwriting.
I suppose so. I always did admire her penmanship.
She smiles to herself, a faraway look in her eyes. Well, see you Monday. My words seem to pull her out of her thoughts. She pauses for a moment, but then smiles at me.
See you then.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh, hello. Hello, club. It's only been about a week or so, but I've been craving Yuri's teriyaki salmon a lot lately. So much so that I'm apparently just staring into space thinking about it. Wonderful use of club time, Flam.
Hi, Flam.
Ah. Sarah suddenly pops up in front of me without warning. Say, Yuri, don't do that.
Do what? Say hi?
Don't startle me like that.
You mean don't wake you up like that?
Hey, I wasn't even sleeping.
But you were daydreaming. That's close enough.
For you, maybe.
Meanie.
Anyway, did you need something?
So I can't just say hi now?
No, you can't. I'll have you arrested if you try it from now on.
You're so silly.
Yeah, so what's up?
Actually, I did want to ask you something. Do you want to go out with me and Natsuki after the club's over?
What are you guys planning to do?
I don't know. We're gonna wing it.
I guess Sayori never really was a planner. Are you sure I want to be butting into whatever Natsuki wants to do with you?
Come on, Flam. We haven't played together in so long. I'm sure she won't mind.
Jeez, alright. I'm in. But you have to be the one to tell Natsuki that I'm coming along too.
Okay, it's a deal. Okay, everyone. And then that's it for today. Good work, and I'll see you all tomorrow. My little slaves! Don't make me whip you if you miss another club meeting.
Sayori sidles up to me as I wave goodbye to Yuri. Not gonna lie, I kinda wanted to hang out with Yuri instead. I guess I've been doing that a lot lately, and Sayori is right. It has been a while since I've hung out with her. Still.
Are you ready to go?
Yeah, guess so. Did you tell Natsuki yet?
About that.
Sayori.
I'll do it now. Hi, Natsuki. Hey, let me just make sure my manga's put away properly before we get going. By the way, can we invite Flam too? Eh? Why?
I shrug and smile when Natsuki narrows her eyes at me.
It'll be fun. Please? Fine. But only because it's you asking. Yay, let's go. Wait, I still need to check on my manga.
10 minutes of Natsuki's fussing and a half hour of walking later, we're strolling through the downtown area. So, what do you guys want to do?
I think Natsuki wants to buy more manga. Hey! Well, a new chapter of this manga I'm reading came out, so...
To the bookstore it is, then. Huh? So you come here to buy your manga?
Got a problem with that?
No, it's just that I usually go to A-Books for mine.
Oh, I go there sometimes too, but the magazine I wanted to pick up today is cheaper here. Which magazine is it?
Natsuki makes a beeline to a table stacked with manga and holds up a colorfully illustrated manga magazine. The character that's drawn on the cover has exceedingly huge eyes. This looks like the type of thing that Parfait Girls would have been published in.
This is probably one of the best shoujo manga magazines in circulation right now. I mean, Parfait Girls was first published in this.
Yep, called it.
Look, it even comes with a little free gift.
She points out a small packet attached to the back.
Looks like this one actually comes with a pack of gel pens. Nice. Trying to tell me that your manga can beat that.
I mean, mine certainly don't come with gel pens.
Exactly.
I turn to Sayori as Natsuki starts flipping through her magazine. Do you have anything you need to look for?
I don't think so. Oh wait, I actually need to buy a new copy of the English workbook.
Huh? Why? Don't tell me you...
I lost it.
Jeez, we better go look for it then. Hey Natsuki, Sayori and I are going to go find a workbook.
Have fun with that. I'm going to be here for a while.
We begin walking through the aisles, scanning the titles of the books. Manga, light novels, children's fiction, adult fiction. There we go, education. I wonder, should I get something for Yuri? It would definitely be nice to be able to repay her for the copy of Portrait of Markov. What book could I get her that she hasn't read yet, though? Hey, Sayori. She looks up from perusing the table of workbooks. Has Yuri ever mentioned any books that she wants? Like ones that she hasn't bought yet?
No. Or at least I don't remember it. She'd probably just buy it herself if there was a book she was interested in. Did you want to get something for her?
Yeah, I just thought that I'd thank her for giving me Portrait of Markov.
That's sweet of you, Flam. Oh, there it is.
Sayori triumphantly picks up the book she was looking for.
Anyway, if you don't know what book to get her, how about buying something else?
Huh? Like what?
I don't know. The bookstore sells stuff like stationery too, right?
That's actually a really good idea.
You should listen to me more often.
I would if you always had the good ideas.
What? I ain't saying that I don't.
Hey, you're the one who said it, not me. She sticks her tongue out at me. Now, how about helping me find the stationery section? Sometime later, we find ourselves back at the front of the store with Natsuki.
Oh, there you guys are. What took you so long?
Sorry. I was looking for something to get Yuri. I held up a slim package wrapped in cellophane. We found some really nice heavy-duty parchment paper. It actually feels pretty satisfying to write on. I'd use it myself if it weren't so expensive.
Did you guys pay for everything then? Yep, we're all good. So, where are we headed next?
Oh, that was me. So, where are we headed next?
If you guys are hungry, I know a pretty good place to get some food. Ooh, what kind of food? It's...
Natsuki shoots me the briefest of glances.
Well, it's this little tea and crepes place I discovered a while back. But I wouldn't expect a boy to be able to appreciate sweets.
Hey, what's that supposed to mean? I have a sweet tooth too, you know. Tea isn't even sweet. It's basically just bitter leaf juice.
Ugh, not that kind of tea. It's a sweet kind of tea, like milk tea. You know, the type that you put in... The type that you put tapioca pearls in to make boba.
Bubba?
Boba? Oh, you mean bubble tea. Yep, I like calling it boba because that's what it's called where it came from, Taiwan.
You're totally the type to watch something with subtitles because it sounds more authentic in the original language, huh?
It is more authentic when it's not dubbed. Calling it Bubba is more Natsuki-ish anyway, because it sounds so cute when she says it. What? I am not cute!
You know, it's supposed to be a compliment when someone calls you cute.
Not the way you guys say it.
How else does she want us to say it? Anyway, what do you mean I wouldn't be able to appreciate it? Just because I'm a guy, it doesn't mean I don't like sweets. Gosh! After all, I grew up with Sayori, and you know how she is with them.
So it's only because of me that you can appreciate them.
That's not what I meant.
What Sayori said does make sense. Of course, you'll never reach our caliber when it comes to that stuff. But if you're already used to it because of Sayori, we might as well go.
And with that, Natsuki drags us along with her. I'm not sure what kind of logic she uses, but if it works... She's probably just embarrassed about showing me her interests. Maybe she doesn't hang out with many guys.
Here it is, Hatuful tea.
It looks like a fairly genetic modern cafe. It's pretty empty right now, but I guess this time of day isn't peak rush hour for any cafe.
I haven't been here in a long time. Hurry up and order, you guys.
Hold on, we don't even know what's on the menu.
If you take too long, I'm gonna order for you.
Natsuki readily rattles off an order to the cashier. It's clear that she's been here more than a few times before. What do you think you're getting, Sayori?
I don't know. What about you?
I don't know either.
Jeez, don't you dare do that thing where you stand there indecisively for like half an hour.
The tone of her voice is as bossy as ever, but there's a surprisingly big smile on her face. Even Natsuki can't keep up the act forever, huh? Alright, I'm just gonna go with this. Before we know it, we're all seated around a table with our drinks in hand. Natsuki got some kind of a rose milk tea with heart-shaped strawberry jelly. That drink was definitely made for her. Meanwhile, Sayori and I ordered a passion fruit slush and a green tea mango drink respectively.
Whoa, this is so good! No wonder you like this place so much.
Yeah, I think I'll have to come back here on my own time.
And that's why you trust in my taste.
She thumbs through her manga as she takes a sip of her drink. That reminds me, what manga are you catching up on?
Oh, whoops. Whenever I come here, I usually have new manga with me, so I got in the habit of reading while drinking.
It's fine. I can understand how eager you must be to start the chapter.
Yeah, it's so frustrating to have to wait a month for the next one. And don't get me started on...
Hiatusis.
And don't get me started on hiatusis.
Hey, manga artists are humans who need breaks too, you know.
I know, but I wish I could just buy the manga all at once. Anyway, this one's about a girl who discovers these guardian characters that can unlock people's true potentials. Her character design is really nice too.
She holds up her manga and points out one of the characters. It's a girl with a shoulder-length layered hair clad in a school uniform that's fashioned in a tomboyish manner, complete with a tie and random belt.
I always like these kind of visual K-ish designs. They're kind of glamorous and androgynous, but super cool. Really? I always thought that you liked manga with cuter looking characters. Well, I mean, I do like cute characters, but I also like cool ones.
If you like that kind of fashion, why don't you try dressing up that way?
Do you know how hard it is to change your style? To be honest, I kind of do want to try it out at least once. But it feels so weird to dress differently. It's like I'm already too comfortable with my current clothes to change. Plus, I feel like it's so out of character for me now at this point.
What do you mean?
Okay, have you ever watched the anime Rose Revolution?
Nope, can't say I have.
Me neither. Well, it's pretty old, so that's to be expected. But for now, all you need to know is that the main character is a girl named Utena, and her best friend is a girl named Wakabi. So Utena is the coolest of the cool. She's a girl, but she wears a boy's uniform and even has a fan club of girls at school. Meanwhile, her best friend is super cutesy and girly, and really depends on Utena for things. You can probably guess that she wears a girl's uniform. It'd be really weird for Utena and Wakabi to swap uniforms, right?
Well, I haven't watched the anime, so I don't know how they really look, but I think I get what you mean.
But you're not a character in an anime, Natsuki. Can't you change if you want to? Not like immediately, though. Plus, you know that there's gonna be a bunch of people judging you for it.
Sometimes facing judgment for the sake of change is worth it, though.
Yeah, anyway, it's not like I dislike cute clothes. I'm not dumb, you know. I picked out my clothes because I thought they looked cute, and I like cute things. But I don't want to be a Wakabi. I just wish I could be as cool as Utena. She's so independent and strong. I think I understand how you feel. Wanting to be dependent on rather than depending on others.
Man, when did this conversation get so serious?
Natsuki, if you want, we could go clothes shopping sometime. Then you could try out different styles and see if there's anything you like. Maybe.
There's an uncertain tone in her voice, but Natsuki's smile is genuine. If you go clothes shopping with Sayori, she's just gonna say you look good and everything.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with a little positivity. That's something you've really got to learn, Flam.
What about Natsuki, huh?
I'm not positive that I'm more positive than you, Flam.
I roll my eyes at that.
This has been so fun, guys. We should do this more often.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I have to go now, though. Can't be late for dinner.
I guess we should go too, then. Are you going out to eat?
Nah, I just don't want to miss my dad's cooking.
Okay, then.
Okay, then. Do you want us to walk you back? I'm good. See you at school.
Exchanging goodbyes, Sayori and I began walking back. Honestly, this was more fun than I expected. Although it was really just Natsuki leading us around on her personal routine, we had nice conversations together. Plus, I got to buy something for Yuri. Hope she appreciates the stationery. It really took a huge chunk out of my pocket money. Ha! Ha! Alright, guys, that'll do it for this episode. I'm going to immediately start working on the next episode. And I'll have that up by tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like. Just destroy that like button. Just obliterate it like Exodia would. And subscribe if you're new. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Have a good one.